So let's start off by seeing how we can assert on string equality. So here we have this nameJoiner class that we'll be writing a few tests for, and all this does is it takes a first name and a last name and just joins these two together and returns them as a string. So let's have a look at some tests using some assert with strings. So this first test should join names. We're following the similar pattern of creating our system under test and then executing some action on our system under test. So here we're calling the join method, and we're getting the result of this join method here. We're then using the assert.that method, passing in the actual value that we got back from our system under test, and then we're using the is.equalTo method here, and passing in the string that we expect to get back. So in this case, it's Sarah Smith. So let's go and run this should join names test. So we'll go to our test explorer, just right click, choose run selected test, and our test passes, as we can see here. So what if we didn't care about the case of our returned method? So here's another example of using is.equalTo with a string, but this time we're using uppercase here just to demonstrate, and if I go and run this, it's going to fail because we expected the name Sarah Smith in uppercase, but we actually received Sarah Smith in lowercase. So if we don't care about the case of the equality check here for our string, we can add .ignore case here, and if we run our test again, it will now pass because we're telling the is.equalTo method to not worry about the case sensitivity of the string comparison we're using. If we want to test that a string is not equal to something that we expect, so here we're passing in Sarah Smith, and we're asserting that it's equal to Gentry Smith. So if we run this, this will fail because the expected value doesn't match the actual value. So here we're expecting Gentry Smith, but was actually Sarah Smith. If we want to check for inequality, we can simply add not here. So now this whole assert is saying assert that full name is not equal to Gentry Smith. And because we're getting Sarah Smith back, this test should now pass, which it does.